I'm Keena.
And I'm William.
And we are the Nerdyweds.
So we're discussing today, on this video, we're discussing our experience at Game and Party Con.
Yes, we're going to discuss that while having, an adult beverage. So you might see us take a little sippy sip every now and again. I'm drinking Bailey's Irish Cream.
And I'm drinking New Wave Single Barrel Sour Mash.
Okay. Well, speaking of drinks, one thing that I liked about the convention, they had a raffle where pretty much most, if not all of the money went to charity. Mm-hmm. And at the event, it was at the hotel bar, and they had specialty drinks. And one of the drinks was this really good coffee drink.
Tequila. It was a coffee margarita, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sounds disgusting, doesn't it? Coffee margarita. But
even the bartender
so
was like, I don't know about this drink, but I'll make it for you. Mm-hmm. And she made it for us, and we loved it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so one of the segments that we're going to bring to you guys is going to be called Con Appetit. And that's where we make some of the dishes and drinks that we make when we're at conventions. And we are going to try to recreate some of the drinks our friends make and drinks that we buy at the bar at the different conventions. That will be one. We'll have to talk to.
We have to find out what that drink was called and get the ingredients for that.
And then make it for you guys. But this episode, we're not doing a review of the convention. We're just going to do a discussion about the convention and our experience there. So.
Yeah. So, like I told you in a previous video, we got there on Friday, and we stayed until they kicked us out on Sunday. And we literally, we were the last ones to leave every single
night.
Day.
We shut that place down. Our old asses excuse my language, shut the place down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may not shut it down at the clubs, but we shut it down at board game convention.
That's true. We do shut down some board game conventions.
We felt like we really wanted to, we were having fun first off. Number one, but we also wanted to get our money's worth, even though the price of the convention was very, very fair. But we didn't get there until late on Friday because we literally decided that day that we were going to go.
Yeah. We bought the tickets the morning of the convention, and we bought the higher priced ticket. We're supporting, a local-ish
because it was in Florida, so as far as I'm concerned, that's local.
It was a 4-hour drive for us, so not too
local
bad.
for us.
Not too bad. I got a room with Hilton points, so really all we spent money on was food, gas, and the convention pass.
Yes.
And we ended up saving a bunch of money because there was a Hilton across the street, and I got all the points for Hilton.
So tip one when you're going to a convention is, you want to book with the host hotel if you're not a member or have rewards with another hotel that's nearby, because the host hotel usually will give you a really great rate, and then you get deals on parking or get parking free. But if you have a hotel that you have points with that's right nearby, as it was with us, then you will probably fare better going with that, which is what we did, because you can't be free. You can't be free 99.
Yeah, free 99. So Friday night at the convention was kind of laid back for us. Did we play any new games Friday night at the convention? I think we played, what was the Mystic Trail? Was that the name of it?
I believe so.
Or Mystic Paths.
And we played Meeple Party.
Meeple Party, yes.
I got excited about that because Meeple Party was really fun, and we are going to do something. Not going to talk about it just yet. We want to talk about it when it's actually done and ready to go.
I think that was our highlight of Friday were those two games, especially Meeple Party.
We actually played it again and played with other people.
And we got introduced to the notion of a play to keep, play to win, what was the terminology used for it? It's basically what it boils down to is there was a collection of board games, a library of board games. You play the game, you decide you like the game, you put your name on the list, and at the end of the convention, toward the end of the convention, somebody's name is drawn from the list of names for each game, and that person actually gets to take that game home with them.
And we were under the mistaken impression that you were going to have to learn the game, and then if you
Pass a
were
quiz.
called, you'd have to explain the game. So we did not put our name down for all of the games that we played, and we really should have, because there were some games where either one person was on the list or nobody was on. And we should have looked through the list, and if it was a game we were remotely interested in, went ahead and put our name down.
Yeah. It's a tip for the future.
And it's
unless you're going to the con where we're going, don't do that, because we're going to be doing that, and we don't want, competition.
Yes, competition. But it was like you said, it was a really cool concept that we hadn't seen at other conventions that we've gone to, and it was a good way to, one, have the convention get rid of some of their games or use some of the games that they got from sponsors, but it was also a good way for us as guests to learn about some games that we didn't know about before. Because when you go to the library to check out some games, you're going to go for games that you've heard about already or you've been interested in. You're not really going to go look up some random games that's not on your list somewhere. And this allowed us to learn about a lot of different games that we hadn't known about before. And we did win too, didn't we?
We won one. We won the Cover Your Defense or something like that. It's a card game where you're playing cards against each other, and you got little creatures that you're creating this society with, and your opponents are all trying to steal your stuff. It's a pretty cool little game. It's vicious.
It's vicious,
it's evil.
And it is one that goes really quickly, because we had like 6 people that we were playing this game with, and it moved
6
very
in addition
fast.
to us. It was
so
pretty
it
big.
was like 8.
Yeah, there was a lot of people
total.
at that table.
And usually when you get that many people in a game, it takes
slow.
forever. But this was going fast. It would come back to my turn so quick. But by the time it would get back to my turn, someone would have done something that screwed up what I wanted to do. So it was still fun. And that's how you know when a game is good, when things don't go your way, but you're still like, okay, I still like this game. So if we did not win, because I think Meeple Party was on that list too.
Yes.
If we didn't win Meeple Party, that one was a decent one to win, but I really wanted Meeple Party. That was a little game that kind of what's the word? Snuck up on us.
Snuck up on us.
One of those stuck, something.
Snuck.
Something. I will blame it on the drink.
You blame it on the drink?
Words are hard.
So we pretty much had kind of a laid back Friday. We stayed late. We played some more games. Saturday, we started playing games, and we started branching out a little bit, meeting some people and starting to play games with other people. And that's the most beautiful thing about a board game convention, is meeting a bunch of people that are there to do the same thing you are. You go to any convention, you're going to find people there that are interested in the same things as you.
Yes.
But there's a good chance that your specific interests are not going to align.
And that leads to the next tip, is that if you're into board gaming or you're new to board gaming and you're having a hard time finding people to play with, then go to a board game convention. And that leads into the next tip, that yes, the big board game conventions are great. They're fun. I recommend them. We've been to Dice Tower. Great convention. Gen Con is on our list. We've only heard good things about it. We have friends that go almost every year. But look up, or do a Google search, or go on Board Game, is it BGG, Board Game Geek? And find some local conventions in your area, because even though they're small, these small conventions are doing some innovative things, like we mentioned about the Keep, Play and Keep game. Play to Keep. And you can find people who are more likely to live in your area, and then you can start your own board game group meetup from people that you meet at your local game convention.
Yeah,
So,
maybe even some people are worth the drive to go see once a month and play games.
yeah, we've done that.
So Saturday went without a hitch. One thing I'll just say about the con, they did have a couple vendors. They had a board game vendor. We in fact purchased Century Golem
Oh yeah, we
Golem
did.
edition from them.
Yes, and we have been wanting that one for a
Yeah,
while.
because it's such a pretty version of that game. And then the bag,
Yes.
the big bag that you bought,
31.
31 bag. So they had a couple vendors there, a modest library of games, which I understand they're going to be increasing and improving the library of games. But they had some fun stuff in there to play.
Yes, they did, and it was enough for the amount of people that were there. So I never felt like I was missing anything. I always felt like I had enough games to play and enough people to play games with.
And an unusual thing for a board game convention, they had D&D one-shots going on. That was pretty cool. Saturday morning through the afternoon.
One thing they didn't have, and I'll only bring this up, is because I was at the front table at registration when this father and son came in, and they were looking to see if there was gaming for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything official, so they decided to leave. And one thing I really wanted to say, and I didn't want to butt in, but if they would have just gone in the area and spent some time talking to people, they probably would have found someone who played Magic the Gathering and would have played it with them. But they wanted something official and not having to look.
They were looking for like
something.
a tournament environment,
Yeah.
which they can find at just about any Comic-Con. But every Comic-Con you go to has got a Magic tournament of some sort. This is just board game specific and didn't have the Magic thing going. We had a couple sponsors. Monster Energy was sponsoring the convention. We ended up getting a bunch of free Monster Energy drinks. Now, Saturday night was a lot of fun for two big reasons. Well, three big reasons. First, you already mentioned the bar and the drinks and all that. And then we did something that she was really excited about, and we had a wonderful time. What was that?
Are you talking about the
one with the multiple rooms and explosions?
Yes.
Two rooms
and a boom.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was a social deduction game in a very unique way to what we've ever played before, because we only ever played Werewolf and stuff like that up to that point.
I really enjoyed it. It was the first time I'd ever heard of the game, and it is one you had to actually interact with people to get the full benefit of the game. And otherwise, if you're just standing in a corner, you're not going to really suss out who's who or who you think one of the bad guys or what have you is. And then if you're just standing in the corner, people are probably going to come up and talk to you. And that is something that you don't get from a lot of the social deduction games that I've played in the past. Sometimes if you're not an extrovert, or you're not someone who knows the other people who are playing the game, it's kind of easy to just kind of fade in the background. With this one, it's not so easy, because even if you're just deciding to just stand there, other people will come up and talk to you because they're trying to figure out if you are one of the people that they need to find.
Definitely the most social deduction game I've ever played. And as much as I love Blood on the Clock Tower, it's not as social as, you're not going to get to know the person across the circle from you like you would playing Two Rooms and a Boom. Because once you find out the person is likely on your team, you feel like you're willing to talk to them, and it leads to some very funny social interactions when you're dealing with people who are not on your team.
Right.
And that can lead to a lot of fun stuff too.
I agree with that, because I'm an introvert, especially more so than you, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt exactly like how you said.
Yeah.
So it was a fun one. It's one that we definitely have to add to our shelf. So that was a highlight for me. The raffle was a highlight. I really liked that they did all they could do to raise money, and most of that money, I might be mistaken, but I think all of that money went to the raffle.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of games that they raffled off. Good games too.
Yeah, there were some impressive
some
titles.
meaty games in there. And they did it in the bar, which was so smart. They allowed people who were not part of the convention to
so
go
fun.
ahead and join if they wanted to, and to put in the bids. And a lot of those people not only won some games, but they were very instrumental in helping the convention reach the target that they had set.
Yeah.
So that was fun to watch, because it was
a
a bunch of soccer kids and their parents, and they
Yeah.
they got into it. And I bet that night that a lot of people who weren't into board games before are now into it, because they
Yeah.
were so excited to win their games. They were so excited to see that number go up with reaching the target goal, that
Everyone
they
was
kept
cheering for the dollars to creep up to the.
and they were
to
like,
the goal.
donate, they're so close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a real highlight for me.
And the organizer said that he was going to donate up to whatever the goal was, even if the raffle didn't make the goal. But it not only made the goal, but exceeded it by a fair margin.
So I know this isn't a review, it's just a discussion, but
it was a
it might
good
as well
time.
be a review, because I had a great time, and I thought
Yeah.
they did everything for the most part right. And that normally this is where I would say for a small con, it was really good. No, but for a convention, period, it was good.
Really good. It was really good. It was a fairly modest. Like I said, the library needs some improvement, but it's the first show, so it's going to be better next time, and it's going to be better than that the next time. And I wish them many, many, many more times so that I can go enjoy their convention.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I have nothing but
We
good things to
played.
say.
I played Unfathomable, and that's how I finished out Saturday into the wee hours of the morning.
You were there a long time playing
In fact,
that. 4 hours,
the
right?
people running the guy who was running the convention, we keep mentioning him. He in
Mike.
fact left us there and said, "Lock up when you're done, guys." So we were the last ones in the convention hall Saturday night, and then Sunday morning back at it for the few hours of the con Sunday. Overall, I had a great time at the show.
It was awesome, because how many conventions are gonna let you do that? If it's shutdown time, they're gonna like you ain't
Y'all
gotta
need to
go
leave.
home, but you gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
They let us leave when we wanted on Saturday, just Saturday, and close the door. And then on Sunday, they were like, when you're ready to leave, we've got the space until this time. You're welcome to stay.
Yep.
And they allowed us to do that with their VIP, for lack of a better term, their VIP ticket. I think it was only either $80, 60 or 80 bucks, something
$80,
like
yeah.
that. And the regular ticket was either 50 or 60.
50.
Was 50. So 50 for regular, 80 for VIP. It might have even been less, but you got two really good games. Was it 2 games? Yeah, it was a
We
big
got
one
2
and a
games
small
each.
one. 2 games each.
The regular ticket got you 1 game, and the VIP got you 2 games.
Yeah, in a nice little bag. And you know how we love our bags. Like, we've got
Yeah.
a bunch of cool stuff bags. So just added it to our list of our bags. But yeah, very, very cool convention. Can't wait till next year. But that's all I've got.
That's
What
all
all
I've got.
you've got?
That's it. I had a great time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Stay nerdy.